All right, tell me when. You ready? After you put your fucking 3%er down.
We
What
are.
are we talking? What are we talking about today? I don't know. Nothing, because we don't have anything to talk about. Because fucking, there's nothing going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Low Hot Press podcast and YouTube show. I'm JC, joined today with my co-host Jeff. Jeff, what's going on, buddy?
I'm doing well. I'm excited. I feel weird though every Monday when we get together and do this, and it's late in the evening before I got to go to work. But yet I still take a shower and get dressed like I'm going to go play golf. And it doesn't feel right.
No, it absolutely doesn't feel right. I feel like if you put on a collared shirt, you put on your Low Hot Press gear, like you should be guaranteed a tee time, and you should be guaranteed a tee time like right now. Like after we record this, you should hop in your golf cart and go play some golf. That's how eager it is, especially sitting down where you and I are going to be bullshitting this week. This is a tougher week to recap the week of golf. We were blessed with some beautiful golf this week. We really set the stage for the Puntacana Corrales championship down in Dominican Republic. Jeff, let's just jump into it. I mean, this is an exciting week. I felt like golf took a vacation on us. I know I did not have the longest viewing of golf this week. Jeff, did you catch any of the coverage this week?
I caught some of it. I caught some of the early rounds, the Thursday, Friday rounds. And, the course is beautiful. It reminds me of, that resort style golf out in Mexico or Bermuda. Super laid back, a little windy, in the afternoons. But man, there was just no star power. There was no firepower. The announcers were terrible. Aaron Oberholzer, if I got to listen to that guy, all I can think about is him trying to sell me a fucking square strike wedge or something, for some infomercial. So I did not watch much. I did not watch the weekend at all. I didn't even know where my guy finished until about an hour before we sat down to do this. So I knew a little bit from reading the newsletter this morning before I went to bed, but yeah, it was a rough week.
It's something where, last week we had a couple co-hosts to include you, myself, and Ben, who joined us. And Ben brought up the point of he didn't necessarily want to pick a golfer to win. He just chose the golf course itself, because when I sat down to actually watch the golf tournament, I'm looking at this beautiful golf course next to the ocean in a destination where the last time I was there, I was on my honeymoon, completely annihilated, drinking cocktails. I mean, I could not help myself just being distracted looking up new vacations and new golf courses I want to go visit, because it was just absolutely beautiful down there. And it did not have the, the star power, like you said. There was a couple stars in the mix. Henrik Stenson, never saw him on television. Graham McDowell, defending Corrales Puntacana champion, never saw him. I only got to watch a couple of the last holes, 17 and 18. I realized, as we're watching 17 and 18, as let me refer to my notes, Hudson Swafford is on 17, makes a birdie to essentially clip my guy who I picked. And his name just is completely left my mind right now.
Mackenzie Hughes.
Yeah, Mackenzie Hughes. I mean, him and Mackenzie Hughes were all tied up after Hudson gave up a 5-shot lead in 3 holes. But then, just closed it out on 18. He kind of pull hooked one off the tee and then kind of chunked one onto the green and then 2-putted. I will give him some credit. I didn't know who he was, but he celebrated like a gentleman who just won $750,000 did. He was yelling, screaming, crying, hugging his caddy. And it was kind of refreshing. And then I quickly realized that I have no idea who this guy is. I have no idea who these players are. And it was a good vacation for us in my eyes. I did not spend all 4 days watching golf, so which was kind of key.
Well, at least it gave us an opportunity to do other things. I'm sure Nursery Builders was hard at work,
doing
some other things besides, trying to get in front of the TV. makes your significant others happier because you're not sitting and watching golf all day, Thursday through Sunday. The rough part is, though, this week doesn't look any better.
No.
So it's like, I don't even know what I'm going to do this week, and I might not even watch any of the golf.
And this is a horrible thing to say, but like, golf needs a break. Like when we have these stretches of major champions and we have these stretches of pandemic golf where we've got, these super strength fields. Again, you and I have talked about this in the past, but this Premier Golf League looks better and better. Like, to only have 12 events a year would be amazing. That's 3 months. I mean, easily we could cover that, right?
I'm telling you, and I'd have to go back and watch one of our podcasts from a year or so ago. I don't think I was for that Premier Golf when we first talked about it, but I am now. Like, and the PGA Tour needs to realize it's okay to take a week off. Like, it really is. You can take a week off. People will come back and watch it. You don't need to give us the fucking Sanderson Farms Open where they, eat chicken or something. I don't even know what's going on out there at Sanderson Farm. It's just, I don't know. It's pointless to me.
It's rough, and it's really tough for golf. I mean, because you're trying to promote this product and you're trying to like get these guys starts. And I understand some of these PGA Tour players, they have a large field, of, I think it's 250 members. And they're trying to give these guys spots to start, but it's hurting the overall product. And if it's like the NFL was like, you know what, our third string guys haven't got a lot of TV time. Like, this Tuesday coming, the NFL is going to play the backups of the backups. Like, no one does that. Like, they put out the stars week in and week out for a season, like a true season. And, they get the maximum amount of dollars out of their advertisers, and they fill they fill their stands, hopefully eventually. But I think events like the Corrales, I think, the Mississippi Jackson, whatever this week is, it's gonna be heard again. I mean, I just feel like unless you're a super fan, you're not watching until the Masters here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, there's no way. And maybe they need to go more towards like what they did on Tuesday with Tiger's little 4-man charity thing. One of those, and move it to the weekend and just give us a one-day, charity event that the guys screw around and talk some shit over this 4 days of just boring golf that nobody watches. I don't even know how they do like the golf shows in the morning and in the afternoon, and to keep like, what do you talk about? We can't even talk about it for fucking an hour once a week. What are they talking about?
Well, and that's where I think about, like, you've got these guys there for 4 days and you're just taking up TV time, and these major companies, NBC, CBS, they're having to broadcast these events because that's the contract they're signed. And it's just hurting the advertising dollars. And unless you put up some, again, we talked about this last week, a couple of Italians on the screen. I mean, who's going to bring some, some entertaining content? I mean, I don't know, zoom away to the beach where maybe some attractive people are, sunbathing or something. I mean, it's just not, it's the same green grass next to the same blue ocean. It's just the same shit over and over and over. And it's just not as entertaining. And the guys who are on it, you're missing Jim Nantz, you're missing Bones McKay, you're missing, some of these guys who we enjoy watching and enjoy listening to are not on the broadcast, and overall it's rather boring.
Well, I think you need to talk to Mr. Smithers over there at NBC, the Peacock, and maybe when they do something like the Corrales Open or the Sanderson Farms Open this week, give us 3 holes. Give us 3 holes on one day. Just give us 3 holes and let us talk and do our thing. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But then give somebody else 3 holes. Let the guys from Barstool Sports get on there and talk some shit. They're kind of like us, Let's make it comedy hour, because nobody's going to watch the golf unless you do something like that.
I mean, just imagine, listeners, viewers. I mean, you're sitting there on a beautiful Sunday. You have the option to watch the NFL, the MLB, some shit on the news, or you could just see me and Jeff just distracting players and talking shit to them. Like, I don't know, maybe calling out some of the guys for slow play, or maybe calling out a guy playing a yellow golf ball. Like, what the hell are you doing, bro? Like, hurry this shit up. Like, we got shit to do. We got drinks to drink at the pool in Puntacana. Like, let's get this thing motivated. I mean, I don't know. I just look forward to, our hosting of golf tournaments and see if our the ability to bring the entertainment and the excitement to the golf course, like we talk about here on the podcast, in a controlled environment. I just feel like on the fly, they might need to use that little beeper or a lot, or maybe put us on a bigger delay, because we're going to say some shit that's going to either get them kicked off or fined. But bad media is probably good media, right? Like, there's so much bad shit on news these days. I mean, at least you can get some, I'm balding and gray hair. You're young and attractive. Your top button's buttoned. And I mean, hell, but what's the worst thing that can happen?
Hey, I can tell you what, it would remind me, if they actually let us get on air, yes, they'd have to delay us, because the things we would say and do are going to have to be edited. But it's like when you were a kid and, CDs were a big thing. I know a lot of the kids today don't know about CDs, but
Yes.
you'd run over to Walmart, or Kmart, and you'd be looking for the explicit content version of stuff. And sometimes you couldn't find it, so you'd go get a Too Short album, that was the edited version. And you couldn't even understand half the song because it was all bleeped out or the words were changed. That's how we would be.
I agree, but I think people would watch it. I mean, I know our 52 subscribers on YouTube enjoy our content.
No, I feel like 52 followers on YouTube now, or subscribers on YouTube, is a big deal for us.
We
It
went
used to
from
be like 6.
It was like 6. I don't know what happened, but it's clearly the numbers are going up, and I don't know. All I have to do is thank the viewers and listeners and subscribers. So I really appreciate it, guys. Obviously something's working. All right. Wrapping up Puntacana Corrales. I mean, in closing, Jeff, besides adding us to the mix and adding some bikini shots of the beach, in closing, are we going to miss this championship?
No, never knew it existed until this week. I won't remember it next year either. But
big news this week: Tony Finau. I mean, a guy who wasn't even in the mix. I mean, he's made several millions of dollars. All of a sudden, this story breaks that he's currently getting sued for $16 million by a business backer who supported him and his brother and his family during the times where, they probably weren't as privileged, like some of these other golfers. I mean, but now this guy's trying to cash in $16 million. Jeff, would you ever take a financial backer for your game of golf?
Well, here's the thing. I'm sure this guy's a sleazeball, right? But
he's betting on kids, right? Like, that's
right. But that he's got some paperwork signed somewhere from Tony Finau and his family to where this guy's probably in the right legally, and he's going to get some money out of that family. He took advantage of them, but that's the thing. You go after people that don't have the money to do things like that, and you give it to them, and you have them sign their life away without knowing what's going on. You make it big, they're going to cash in.
Jeff, I wasn't aware that we could just buy children's future money. Like, that can't be right. I mean, there's got to be some, like, you can't even smoke cigarettes in San Francisco. You can't chew tobacco as a San Francisco Giant, but you can just sign a kid up like, hey, you owe us 20% of this guy's career. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, it's almost like buying a horse, like the Kentucky. I'm not saying Tony Finau's a horse, but I'm just saying, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I went to the local drive range and, I've got a few $1,000 in the bank, and I'm like, who's pretty good? Like, can I buy your contract?
Right?
You want 20%? Huh?
Well, the timing's weird for me because, like, did this guy just sit on it for a while and say, all right, I'm just going to wait till he gets a little bit popular, he's won a few times, or now's the time, or should I wait till he wins a major and then come after him? Because, once he goes after him, it's done.
Yeah,
so, it's not going to go on for the –
and it sounded like this guy invested almost $500,000 into Tony and his brother. I mean, it's at some point in time, like, I get you want to be paid back, but Tony's been on the PGA Tour for quite a while, and he's got one victory. I mean, he tore up his ankle and took second place at the Masters. I mean, I know the Masters isn't cheap when they're dishing out their cash. Why now? Like, why not 5 years from now? Like, Tony's playing pretty good. I mean, he's got a longer swing. I mean, he's clearly in the running for, like, these upcoming majors. Is he trying to affect Tony in the sense of, Is he trying to like go to Vegas and put $500,000 on someone and see maybe he'll fucking falter?
I don't know. The guy either needs money or he's needed. Because here's the thing: if you knew you had a good case against somebody, that you were going to get that money, why not wait? Let him. He's in the prime of his career. Let him keep winning, and then all of a sudden, your 16 million you're looking for turns into 30 million. Who knows?
I mean, if you got the contract signed, I mean, might as well. It reminds me of like an old story of like Suge Knight and Vanilla Ice, like holding Vanilla Ice over like a railing somewhere in LA and saying like, "Hey, bro, you owe me some money." I don't know if it should go that route, but I can't imagine golfers, being indebted like that. Like, I understand golf is expensive, and I know chasing people's dreams and stuff, and you do a lot of crazy things when you're in need. It's 20% worth it. I mean, if you make $20 million, fuck, I'd give someone $5 million if I made 20.
Dude, has he really won that much though to go after 16 million? I don't think he's won that much money in his career to have that 16 million be 20%.
So he's also including like damages, interest
okay.
and damages. So like he's tacked on a few zeros there. Because of course, 20% of 20 million, I understand that it's not 16 million. I can do the math. I might have went into Amador High School, but simple fractions were good enough at Ion Elementary. But it's kind of crazy. It's a weird story that popped up, and I don't know if they were just trolling. I don't even know how you come across that kind of story. I mean, the Aloha Press Classic, not Aloha Press Classic, but the Aloha Press newsletter clearly did. So, tune in. Yeah. We're breaking big stories here. But moving on in the golfing world, Jeff, a couple things in our golf bags rarely change, and it's one of those particular items that we're pretty proud of. I mean, putters alone are probably, it's got to be one of the most important clubs in your bag, right?
The most important, that and the driver.
I mean, if you can't get off the tee and you can't make any putts, you're clearly not going to score. Like you could walk around with a 7-wood, a 7-iron, and a chipped up 52-degree wedge, and you'd probably score pretty well as long as you had a flat stick and a driver, right? So the flat stick's got to be one of the most important things. I mean, you teased at us. You got a new putter from Synergy. I mean, you showed it off a little bit. It's gonna make its debut here at the Aloha Press Classic. But there's one particular putty that went for sale this week, and it was Tiger Woods' backup to his like original Scotty Cameron Newport 2 putter. The thing went for $154,000 as a backup putter. Jeff, if you were never going to 3-putt again, would you spend $150,000 on a putter, specifically Tiger Woods' backup putter?
That's a tough one. Here's the thing. I would. You know why? Because if it meant I was never going to 3-putt again, I could go try to play on the PGA Tour or something like that, because all I have to do is hit the green, exactly. And I'd at least make a par. Like that's my biggest downfall. That's why I just bought a new putter, because I'm sick and tired of 3-putting. So
$150,000 is a lot of money. But if I would have known about the auction, I might have got in for like $500-600, to get in the mix. But that's a lot of cash. But how much do you think his real putter would go for?
Well, I saw the article that said they estimated $3 to $5 million, and I believe it because the people that are buying this type of sports memorabilia have that money, and they also know that it's only going to increase in value, especially with Tiger Woods. You get that old school putter that's won 13 out of his 15 majors or whatever it is.
14.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. So
the thing that I thought about was $3 to $5 million. One is not a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a piece of metal, but Tiger Woods alone, there is no piece of equipment that Jack Nicklaus has that I would ever want in my entire life. The Golden Bear is not going to be anywhere near my golf bag, and he has won the most majors. There's something about that Scotty Cameron. He made Titleist. He's got to be collecting a check from Titleist, right?
Oh yeah, but so say you got your hands on that thing, would you use it?
Fuck yeah! Like, why not? You got 3-5. Because you know what's gonna happen? Tiger Woods is gonna use a different putter. I'm gonna buy that fucking 2-1 too. I don't care. Like, yeah, I would use it. I'm that crazy.
I agree. I think you have to use it. If you've got the money to buy it, you might as well use it.
What are you gonna put it in a fucking trophy case? Like, no, I'm re-gripping that thing with a flat toe, Super Stroker 2.0 grip on it, and I'm fucking walking to the clubhouse going, oh, I'm fucking putting today, bro. Like, I would probably 4-putt a lot, but
it's all right. You'd have to have a security detail with you to freaking make sure nobody snags it from you when you're at the bar.
That's true. I'd probably leave it somewhere. Hey, did you guys pick up my putter I left on the fucking 8th green? It was Tiger Woods' putter. Like, it's in the pro shop, right?
And so, listen, something happened on Saturday when we were playing golf that I've never seen happen on the golf course before. We're out at Yochadihi, right, playing,
Yeah.
and that's a beautiful course and a beautiful resort out there. But some dude loses his putter on like the 12th hole, right?
Okay.
First off, I'm like, how the fuck do you forget your putter? It's the last club you used. And Ben goes, well, maybe he chipped in. I'm like, okay, I get it. I'll give him that. You can chip in and get excited and leave your putter. But how do you never come back for it over the next 7 holes?
I don't know. Like, what the fuck did you do? Like, you just putting with sand wedge all day, or like?
Right? I have no idea. We took it to the pro shop after. And we're like, somebody lost the putter, and they're asking the same thing. Like, was it on 18? We're like, no, it was on like 12. But oh well.
That's fucking crazy. I mean, I don't know, but getting back to Tiger Woods, the thing that I wonder the most is where's his Nike putter? Like, at one point in time, he was using the Nike putter for like years, and I almost bought one of those stupid Nike putters. I know you did.
I tried
a couple of
them.
I
tried the Nike putter for a while. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan. I think I ended up getting rid of all of those, but. Hey, I'm on to the Synergy putter now. Once you see this baby at the Aloha Press Classic, you're probably gonna end up getting one too.
I probably am. It looks quite nice. Like, it inspired a lot of things. It inspired maybe even a logo change. Like, I love the cursive writing, and you guys, maybe we'll throw a picture up on it. It's pretty. They did an unbelievable job.
Yeah, I can't. The hard part is that first round at Edgewood on Saturday morning. That's going to be the first round I play with it. So
what?
I'm throwing it all. Yeah, I can't get out before then. So let's see.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, moving on. In other news, Tiger Woods is committed to the Zozo Championship here in a couple weeks, out in Vegas, out at the Sugarwood Country Club. Jeff, I mean, I love him defending and love him going back to Vegas, but and I've dealt with some problems with, I don't want to say addiction, but I chewed tobacco for like 12 years, and that shit was the hardest thing I ever quit. I mean, I've quit a lot of things in my life. I mean, I quit racquetball once. I've quit working out once. I mean, I quit, drinking for a little bit. But do you think Tiger Woods should go back to Vegas? I mean, come on, man. Like, are some of those emotions, are we going to see him at the craps table or in some like high dollar suite? I mean, what else is going to come through the Zozo Championship?
So you think the temptation is real out there?
Are you kidding me? Vegas is crazy.
Is this the event where there's only like 18 players?
No, that's the Hero World Challenge in
okay,
months.
All right. So
that's his event.
So okay, so it's a full.
That's
field.
in Bermuda.
I think he'll be all right. I think he has a girlfriend, right?
I think so.
If she's smart, she'll be there with him, and he won't get himself in any trouble. Now, if he's out there by himself and he gets to hang with the boys, you never know. Vegas is a dangerous place.
Vegas has a lot of dark areas and a lot of bright areas too. It's a fun place. Like, that's probably one of the ventures. Like, I would be very nervous about hosting an Aloha Press Classic 2-day tournament. I think it'd have to be a 1-day tournament, just because I don't think anyone would make it to day 2.
No, I think we'd be bailing a couple people out of jail. Some other people would go missing. Some people would be stuck in bed because they're so hungover. It would be a 1-day tournament for sure. There's no way we could do 2 days. I mean, Tahoe's going to be amazing. We're still going to have people hurting to show up on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I don't want to get into the pairings or anything with the Aloha Press Classic, but if you're attending, I mean, I'm already getting text messages and phone calls like, "Hey, bro, like Saturday, can you put me a little later? Like 10 o'clock's kind of early." And I'm thinking, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? Like, get your ass out of bed.
I thought 10 o'clock was an easy tea time,
I
even
was,
for a hangover.
yeah.
Now you start telling me to get there at 7 or 8 in the morning. That's a different story. But 10 o'clock, that ain't bad.
No, that's not bad at all. Especially you hit the range a little bit, get the shanks out, hit a few putts, maybe have a few breakfast mimosas or some Bloody Marys or a couple shots of Jack.
Yeah.
I don't know, get you right. But
I would love to congratulate Hudson Swafford, the Georgia Bulldog. Big win out there in the Dominican Republic. My only hope is that he did a John Daly and he took that $750,000. He ran to the nearest casino and he blew it in one night. Cocaine, strippers, alcohol, and just partied it away. That's my only hope.
That is my only hope. But I just want to know, like, the Aloha Press Classic's giving away an unbelievable trophy, and it is way cooler than this fucking cup and the damn hat he had to wear. He goes out and wins a PGA Tour event, and they hand him some stupid straw hat. And I gotta, if you're watching and listening to this, I need you to leave a comment. If you win $750,000, are you gonna wear the stupid hat? That's what I need to know. Jeff, are you wearing the stupid Corrales straw hat if you're taking home $750,000?
You know what? No, I'm not, because I know what the Aloha Press Classic winner's getting, and that's what I want to wear. I would never wear a hat like that. No, thank you. My sponsors wouldn't allow it.
I completely agree. He had to take off his sponsorship. I'd be pissed. I'd be like, we just paid you hundreds of thousands, maybe not hundreds of thousands. Maybe we paid him $100 to wear his hat, when he wins a PGA Tour event, and he's got the Corrales, the sun-shaded hat on there. It just is kind of ridiculous. But let's end the show there. Really appreciate it, guys. If you're listening, watching, leave a comment. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the bell, the like, all that stuff. And if you want to wear what we wear, we don't sell polos yet, but we do sell some hats. Go to the Aloha Press store and go get yourself a Aloha Press hat and/or one of our favorite T-shirts. I mean, we got the Reno Hooker, we got the Tahoe Slide on there, we got the Aloha Press, Press Classic T-shirt on there. We've got the what else? We got the 5 Rules of Golf. Don't play with the old golf.
Punch cut lob wedge.
Yeah, we got punch cut lob wedge. I mean, we got a lot of classics on there. So head on over to the alohapress.com/pro shop and get yours.
Boom.